channel. I'm Melanie. This is Bhavana Yoga, and today we have another yoga for surfers. So to help you out with any paddle soreness, we'll start with some shoulder rolls. So just rolling the shoulders up to your ears and then back and down. Nice and simple. Not making this complicated at all. Just making it feel really good and luxurious. So if you're super tight, start small. And then wait for your body to give you the invitation to do a little more. So rolling the shoulders up, you can really shrug and get that nice release as you roll them back and down. Inhale as you roll the shoulders up. Exhale as you roll them back and down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And now keeping a long, tall seat, so maybe pull the belly in to keep you supported. We're going to take the fingertips to the front of the shoulders, thumbs on the back, and roll the elbows together, or as close as you can bring them together, and then reach them back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So follow your own pace of breath. And you can make these circles as big or as small as serves you today. Let's go the other way. So inhale, bring the elbows together. Exhale, circle them back and down. Nice. And then gently release that. From here, we're going to just take the ear to the shoulder. So right ear towards right shoulder. Take a couple of breaths. So just noticing your areas of tightness and sending some breath to that space. And now let's go ahead and extend the left arm out to the left. And we're just going to play with the rotation of the arm as we breathe into this stretch, so you'll find more pockets of sensation. So just kind of playing with this to find your best stretch. And then you can take the chin slightly forward and slightly back. Just finding the best stretch. And then for a moment before going to the other side, just release the hand down to the floor, breathe, notice, and we'll take the chin slightly forward to like a 45-degree angle, bringing it towards the back, but really the space between the side and the back of the neck. And then down to center. So just bringing the chin toward the chest, lengthening the back of the neck. Give it some breath. And then we'll gently return the ear towards the shoulder before maybe helping yourself back to center. Take one deep inhale, one complete exhale. And we'll take our left ear towards our left shoulder. Start to engage the breath and start to notice what's happening. So maybe sending the breath to this place where you're feeling the stretch most intensely. Notice if you started to slouch down, lift up and out. So keeping that long, tall spine. Let's go ahead and extend our right arm out. And then playing with the rotation. You might feel some stretches in the arms. You might feel it add component to the next stretch. You might even start to feel it in some of the connective tissue between the neck and the fingertips. So from here all the way down. So breathe into those sensations. And then take the chin slightly forward, about a 45-degree angle. You can release the hand down and just breathe into this stretch. One more deep breath here. And then we're going to roll it down to center on an exhale. A couple of breaths here, down at center. And then we'll roll it back over left ear towards left shoulder. One breath here. And then inhale to come up. Let's go ahead and take a few seated cat-cows here. So opening the arms out to the side, externally rotating the arms, lift the chest, and then exhale, draw the backs of the hands together, round the spine, chin to chest, belly to spine. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And release the hands down. We're going to build a little bit of a combination hip and shoulder stretch here. So take your left shin parallel to the front of your mat and then stacking the right on top so that they are stacked over and the feet are just slightly past the knees. And then ground through the sitting bones, get really tall, and we're going to build the upper body stretch. So if you can't quite, you might need a little help from a towel or a rag. So I'll show you how that would work. So we're going to bend the right elbow, and you can hold with the left elbow, but the full pose is internally rotating the opposite arm and finding a clasp. So if you can't quite grab the fingers, you could use your shirt or sometimes a little washcloth or wash rag just to help make that connection. And then staying really tall, give it some breath. And then if you'd like more, we're going to hinge at the hips and come forward. So you can stay upright if that's enough for you, or you can come down, release the weight of the head if you do come forward. Long deep breaths here. Gently release the bind if you have it. And then on an inhale, pull the belly in to come on up, and we'll get ready to go to the other side. So taking your right shin to the floor first, stacking the left on top. And if your knee is way up here, you might like a blanket under there for support or a block. And if this stacking of the legs doesn't work, you can simply sit cross-legged if your hips are that tight. Okay, going to the other side, take the arms out, bending the left elbow this time. Holding with the right hand is perfectly fine, or you could internally rotate the right hand and find the bind, using a wash rag or wash towel if you need, or simply holding onto the shirt. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Deep inhales. And then if you'd like more, we're going to hinge at the hips to come forward. Long deep breaths. And releasing the fingers, releasing the arms, and pull the belly in, maybe press yourself up. And from here, gently unwind. We're going to take puppy pose. So this will bring you an opening in the shoulders. The hips stack over the knees, and then we simply crawl our chest down towards the floor. Now maybe you can keep your chest lifted. If not, you can simply put your forehead on the floor and walk the fingertips forward any amount. So finding your degree of stretch. If you are able to take the chest to the floor, see if you'd like to take your hands in prayer and bend the elbows. Wherever you are, breathe deeply. Imagine sitting the sitting bones up towards the sky, and melting your chest toward the floor. Long deep breaths. And then to come out of this, let's pull the low belly in, start to round. Walk the hands in nice and gently. And we're going to take another stretch while we're down here on the mat. So this is dolphin pose. There are two ways to do the arms. You can have the forearms extended in front of you, shoulders width distance apart, elbows under the shoulders. Or you can take this, I prefer this clasp, making a little triangle, still elbows under shoulders, and then clasp the hands, release the pinkies. From here, I'm going to tuck the toes, lift the knees, and walking the feet in any amount. So finding your degree of stretch here, deep stretch for the shoulders. Avoiding any pinching or pain. So if you need to come out and skip this, go ahead and do that. Just find child's pose. Otherwise, breathe here and imagine someone was digging their knee into your back, softening your chest closer to the earth. Long, deep breaths. Let's go ahead and drop the knees to the floor. Find child's pose. Send the hips to the heels. Extend the arms out as far as you can, getting a stretch in the armpits and the shoulders. On an inhale, press up to this tabletop pose. We're going to take a few cats and cows here. So curl the tailbone, drop the belly, pull the palms towards you. Imagine broadening the shoulders and the hips. And then exhale, round the spine, belly to spine. Gaze at your belly button, chin to chest, press into the palms, round it out. Inhale, drop the belly, cow pose. Exhale, round cat pose. From here, inhale back to a neutral tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're gonna thread the needle here. So we're gonna open our left arm up and then threading it under the right arm, we're gonna take 4 repetitions of this before settling down for the stretch. So we simply set the shoulder down and then inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, open back up. And this time, go ahead and set the shoulder down. Set the head down, kind of between the forehead and the ear. And then come onto these right fingertips, making a 90 degree with the right arm. Press into the right fingertips. Look over your right shoulder. Soften the left shoulder into the mat. Deep breaths here. Let's inhale deeply here. Exhale, press into the right palm. Open that arm back up and then replant it onto the mat. And we'll get ready to go to the other side. So inhale, open the right arm up. Exhale, reach under the left arm, set the shoulder down, and then inhale, open it back up. Exhale, reach under. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. Exhale, reach under. Set the shoulder down. Come on to the right ear-ish, place between your temple and your ear, and then fingertips with the left hand making this right angle, and then looking up under your left shoulder, soften the right shoulder towards the floor. Gazing over your left shoulder, breathe here. take one more deep inhale. On the exhale, press into the left palm, open the right arm up, and then return to your tabletop. We're gonna walk ourselves over onto our side. This is my favorite stretch. So basically, we're just gonna be like we're hanging out, chilling, right? But lengthen the body into one line. So you're on the right hip. And then as much as you're able, you want this shoulder and arm to be in line so you'll get the deepest stretch. So extending it in the same line, and then come to these left fingertips, press them into the mat, and then even bending the left leg, let's reach the leg behind. And again, maybe gaze over that left shoulder. So you'll feel quite a bit of unraveling here, anywhere between the neck and the space between your shoulder blades and your shoulder. So breathe here. And you can kind of just play with how much weight you return to the front or the back, but you will feel a lot going on. Give it some breath. Maybe your elbows started to sink a little, get it back in line, come back to that deepest stretch. Breathe. And we're going to find our way to completion with that. If you want to hang out in that stretch a little longer, anytime, go ahead and do that. You can catch up with us later. We're going to go over to the left side, and again, building that long straight line of the body all across the mat. Coming on to the left elbow, and then just starting to tidy up that line. We're on that left hip, and then right arm in front, coming onto the fingertips, and just kind of playing with pressing into that. And then see if you can create this direct line with the elbow as well. So nice and deep there. Let's bend the right knee, take the right leg behind you. And then it's just more breathing and kind of pressing into the fingertips. Walking that left elbow out a little more, finding your best stretch here. And if one side is very different from the other, try not to worry about it too much. You can also take this arm straight. It feels good on the shoulder and doesn't bother you too much. To go a little deeper. Let's gaze over that right shoulder. And then we'll return back to our seat. So crawl your way up to your seat. I'm going to take one more stretch for the hips and shoulders. Taking Gul-Mukhasana, cow face pose. So we'll start with the right knee on the bottom. So if you can't quite stack the knees like this, again, your best bet is to sit in a cross-legged pose. So, but we're having this right knee on the floor first, and then left stacks on top. We're going to ground through the sitting bones and draw our feet towards our hips. Feet are flexed. Again, if you need support under either knee, go ahead and find that. From here, we're going to extend the arms out and bend the elbows. Take the right over the left. And if you can't clasp the hands, for some of us that comes really naturally. Otherwise, backs of the hands together. If you do have the clasp, draw the wrists towards each other. And from here, we're going to protract through the shoulders, rounding the spine and drawing the elbows down. So like cat pose, drawing the hips towards the ribs, around here, exhale. Inhale, lift. So pull the belly and lift the elbows. And then it's like we're taking that cow pose again. So arching the spine. Inhale deeply. Exhale, round. So we're going to repeat these at a faster pace. Inhale up. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale, lift up, belly pulls in. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, draw it down. From here, we're going to lift back to neutral center, so gently release the arms. And we'll unwind and go to the other side. So take your left shin on the floor, knee in front of you, and stack the right on top. Flexing the feet, drawing the feet towards your hips, ground through the sitting bones. And then again, take the arms out, bend the elbows, this time left over right. See if you can find the clasp, if not, backs of hands together. And first, we're gonna round, 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 protract through the shoulders, pull the belly in, draw the elbows down. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, draw them down, round the spine, pull the belly in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round and draw down, all the way down if you can. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. From here, we're going to come back to center and gently release. Unravel the legs. And then we're going to take just simply some shoulder rolls here. So rolling the shoulders back and down. Noticing if you feel any different. Let's go ahead and finish taking the palms face up on the knees. Notice if you feel any different in your mind, in your body, in your breath. Hopefully you feel a little more open after that little practice. So thank you so much again for practicing with me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We'd love to see you here again, and we will be having lots more videos like this in the future. Namaste.